After a super performance in Europe, a super computer has predicted Celtic's Champions League journey. Welcome back to Fog Football. Four more games to go for Celtic. Club Brugge at home, Young Boys at home, Dynamo Zagreb away, and Aston Villa away on the last match day at the end of January. Things are looking tasty. Things are looking like it seriously. I mean, it looks like it's going to be the first Scottish team through into the Champions League latter stages in donkey years, man. In absolute donkey years. Absolute donk. I mean, when was it? When actually was it? I mean, like, we're not talking about, oh, it was only a couple, it was only 3 years ago. I mean, we're talking about, like, when actually was it? I mean, obviously it was Celtic, but geez, oh man, it was ages ago. Absolutely ages ago. But anyway, less about the past, more about the future. Let's see what this supercomputer had to say. So, diving into the article. And the supercomputer and Boffins are in agreement over the fact that 10 points should get the job done. Foot rankings have Celtic destined to finish 18th. Safely inside the playoff spots, but not enough to make the top 8. But according to statistical data, 16 points should be enough to finish at the bottom end of the Elite 8. Others reckon 17 is the sweet spot. Celtic now know 3 wins out of the final 4 would be needed to turn an ambitious dream into a reality. Opta makes Celtic a 92.4% shot of reaching the playoffs and give them a 14% chance of shooting into the last 16. End of quote. So, yeah, I mean, obviously 24 out of 36, that's your 92.4. If Celtic don't get into the top 24, it would be. I mean, I think it would be a bottle job. I think there's no other ways about it. It's not going to happen, but it would take Celtic to lose the next 4 games, and losing at home to like young boys. I mean, Club Brugge beat Villa, so they're no mugs at the end of the day. I mean, away to Villa Park is going to be tough in Zagreb, but I mean, there is a world where Celtic, like pick up 4 points for the next 12, and they still go through, and it's not going to be made out to be a disgrace, but I think to pick up like 0 points at the next 4 would just is unthinkable. So I agree with the 92.4. It's definitely in that region. As for the 14% chance of shooting into the last 16, I think they'll get more than that. That means you've got an 86% chance that they don't make it in. Um, you look at they're on 7 points. To get into the six, I think to get into the top 16, you'll need 12 or more points. Something around that ballpark. And all that means is winning your 2 home games at the end of the day. Again, Club Brugge looked decent against Villa, even though it was the most. I mean, if you watch the highlights of that match, what was Tyrone Mings playing at, man? Hopefully, Celtic fans will be wanting him to do that at Villa Park. But Celtic's fate in the Champions League also ties directly to their ambitions in the transfer market following a summer window where they paid 30 million plus in the window. Their place within the Champions League power rankings will play a role. What comes next is not only about making a statement, of course, it's the logistics of bedding in players. January signings will not be allowed to play on match day 7 and 8 in January, with new arrivals allowed to make their bows in the latter stages. So, in theory, Celtic or any team can add early and have players up to speed before being called upon in the playoffs or last 16. So, yeah, I mean, I like the fact that UEFA's changed that rule for the European competitions. I think it always sucked in the past for their cup tied sort of talk. But yeah, guys, what do you make of this supercomputer? Sounds super interesting, doesn't it? But yeah, forget about the Champions League and it's that's what it is tonight, folks. The real competition, the real McCoy. You know the drill.